everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Tom.
It's our literature unit, but this time we only have 2 days of our literature unit, and we're focusing on a short story.
This particular short story is entitled The Gift of the Magi, and it's a Christmas story, which is quite suitable because Christmas is coming up in just a couple of days. It's all about gift giving, and it's, as we say, it's not, what is it? It's not the value of the gift, it's the sentiment or something like that.
Right. It's not the gift, it's the thought that counts. Sometimes you'll give someone a gift and later on you find out they have it already, or they got another one, or it wasn't quite what they wanted, but it was the thought behind the gift that's important. You wanted to let this person know you care about them, so you spent some time and sometimes money or sometimes service. You can give gifts that aren't things. You can give gifts like, I'll wash your car, Dad, for the next year every Saturday, or Mom, I'll do the dishes for you once a week. Those are gifts you can give as well. Well, The Gift of the Magi is a short story. Short stories are fun. It doesn't take too long to read them, and they usually have a pretty big message. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to read through day 1 of The Gift of the Magi, and then we'll be back to talk about it.
It is Christmas Eve, and a young woman named Della sits in her small apartment, desperately counting money. She's distressed to find that she has hardly a cent to her name, despite saving for months. Della's been hoping to buy a fine Christmas gift for her husband Jim, but can't afford much of anything. Suddenly, she's hit with an idea. Out of everything she owns, Della is most proud of her luxurious knee-length brown hair. Yet she decides right then and there to sacrifice it so she can get Jim a worthy gift. She rushes out and sells her hair to Madame Sofroni, a wig maker. Della wastes no time rifling through the stores for a suitable gift. Soon, she discovers a treasure that could have been made specifically for Jim. A brilliant platinum watch chain. It's the perfect accessory for Jim's dazzling gold watch, his most prized possession. Della spends all the money she has on the chain and takes it home with glee. That evening, when Jim returns from work, he is stunned to find Della has sold her hair. But then he embraces her tenderly and tells her he loves her all the same. He then gives Della a set of ornamental hair combs that she's been coveting for a long time, but now she can't use them. Then when Della reveals the watch chain, Jim tells her he sold his gold watch to buy the combs. He smiles and suggests they put the gifts aside for now. The story ends with the author comparing the wisdom of the couple's loving sacrifices with the wisdom of the biblical Magi, who gave their finest gifts to baby Jesus at his birth.
Okay, folks, The Gift of the Magi is the name of the short story that Tom just finished reading. Magi refers to the wise men from the East who brought gifts for the baby Jesus. It's in the Bible. It's, a story about these wealthy men who bring very valuable gifts over to the baby Jesus. And that's where that title comes from, The Gift of the Magi. So the Magi, again, just refers to the wise men in the Bible. So it's a Christmas story, but it has a twist. If you tell someone this book has a twist or that movie had a twist at the end, it just means something happens that you don't expect. I do like those kind of films or books. It's always fun to be surprised, especially in a book I'll read. And it's very, very rare that a book's ending surprises me. So it's kind of fun. If you guess, the end of the movie or the end of the book, it's not quite as fun.
Right, that makes for good literature if there is a twist at the end. Otherwise, it's too predictable. But yeah, this is an interesting story with a twist at the end. And yeah, we're going to tell you basically how the story ends, so there won't be a surprise there. And in our next program, of course, we'll talk about the background of the story. But here's how the story goes. So it is Christmas Eve, the night before Christmas, and a young woman named Della sits in her small apartment desperately counting money. So yes, it's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Christmas Day. And this is a young woman. Her name is Della. And she's in this very small apartment. And she's counting money, okay? And she's desperately counting money. If you're desperate, that means you really need something. If you don't have it, you're going to die or you're going to suffer. So yeah, she's counting money. And I guess she needs to have something there. She needs to have a certain amount of money, or else she's going to be in big trouble.
It says also that she's distressed. If you're distressed, you're suffering from a lot of anxiety or pain or something bad that's happened to you. So she's very distressed to find that she has hardly a cent to her name. This is a pretty famous phrase that you'll often hear Americans use. Oh, I don't have a cent to my name. CENT refers to a penny. So if you don't have a cent to your name, it just means, I don't have any money right now. Now, she really is quite poor in this story, but you can use this phrase when you just don't have any money on you or money with you, or maybe you've already spent your paycheck and you're waiting for your next paycheck to come and you don't have a cent to your name. You just have to kind of struggle for a while. So she's distressed that she doesn't have any money, any extra money. She's been saving for months. So even though, or despite the fact that she's been saving for months, she doesn't have any spare money. And she's been hoping to buy a great Christmas gift for her husband, whose name is Jim. But she can't afford much of anything. That's always hard to admit to yourself, oh, I really want to get just this great gift for a friend or a family member, but I don't have any money.
Well, it does say she has some, otherwise she could not count the money, but it's not very much, and it's probably not enough to buy a nice Christmas gift for her dear husband, Jim. Maybe she could buy him a pair of socks or something, or a Coke or something, or a candy bar or something, but not more than that. And suddenly, here in the next paragraph it says, suddenly she's hit with an idea. Okay, so she gets this idea. It just occurs to her. She's hit with an idea. Wow, I've got an idea. I should have thought of this before. Why didn't I think of this before? Out of everything she owns, Della is most proud of her luxurious knee-length brown hair. So she does own some things, and the thing that she is most proud of is her brown hair. And we're describing her brown hair as being luxurious, which means it's high class. You know, it's something that people would pay a lot of money for. And it's also knee length. It goes down to her knees. So she's got a lot of hair there, and she's proud of it. It's luxurious. It's fine. It's wonderful. Lots of people would like to get their hands on her hair.
Right. Luxurious is the adjective form of the noun luxury, Luxury. If you're buying something that's considered to be luxurious, you can probably guarantee that that item or that product is quite expensive. So if something's luxurious, it's comfortable, it's elegant, it's enjoyable, but it's especially expensive. So luxury brands of cars would include the Benz, BMW, Luxgen, which is right here in Taiwan. I love that brand. There are a lot of very luxurious brands of clothing, as you know, ladies, especially out there. I just like to window shop. I just look through the windows because I can't afford all those luxurious brands. So the one thing she's proud of is her hair. We're going to find out what she does with that beautiful hair. But first, we're going to take a quick break.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜。我们今天要来一个文学相关比较有气息的故事哦。这个故事其实跟12月的圣诞节这个主题有极大的相关性，因为它是一个圣诞故事的经典，中文叫做最珍贵的礼物。那么这个最珍贵的礼物是一个很曲折，而且结尾跟我们预期不太相同，有一个 twist 的一个很经典故事。所以我们今天要先来了解这个故事，明天我们会针对这个故事做一些深入的讨论。好，我们来看故事的一开始，是在圣诞节的前夕 Christmas Eve， 有一个年轻叫做 Della 的女生坐在她的小公寓里面，一直拼命在数着钱。那么 Della 呢，因为存了好几个月的钱，但是却很沮丧的发现她几乎没有存到什么钱呢。Hardly 这个副词可以把它画起来，几乎不如何如何，几乎没有如何如何。因为她一直希望能够为她的丈夫 Jim 买一个很精美的圣诞节礼物，但是她好像什么都买不起。那么突然呢，她就有一个想法跑到她的头脑。第二段的这个第一句 be hit with 人 be hit with an idea 就表示突然想到什么东西了。因为在全部 Della 所拥有的东西里面，他其实最引以自豪的就是他那一头很奢华的 luxurious 极稀的棕发。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, let's continue talking about the gift of the Magi. And in this story, we have Della. She's young. She's a young married woman. And Christmas is coming. And she's quite poor. And she's desperately counting her money. And she's distressed because she doesn't have enough money to buy a nice gift for her husband, Jim. But then she has an idea. She's hit with an idea. She realizes that she has this luxurious knee-length brown hair, and she decides right then and there to sacrifice it so she can get Jim a worthy gift. Okay, so if you have a head of fine hair, you might cut it off and you might be able to sell it so that somebody can make a wig out of it. I don't know if hair is very valuable nowadays, but when this story was written about 100 years ago or so, hair probably was quite valuable, especially if it was nice, luxurious, knee-length brown hair. So yeah, if she sold the hair, she could get a nice price for it. And then she could use that money to buy a worthy gift for her husband. So here, worthy just means it's worth something. It's deserving attention. It's deserving of respect. So yeah, it would be a good gift for Jim if she could sell the hair and get some money and buy him a special gift.
Well, with that hair, which is described as being knee length, they could make several wigs out of that hair. So I bet she got quite a bit of money. So what does she do? She rushes out and sells her hair to a woman named Madame Safroni, who is a wig maker. So we all know what wigs are. We have wigs even today for people who are unhappy with their hair or want a different look, perhaps. Instead of dyeing your hair, ladies, you could just go and get a wig and wear that. Good wigs are expensive, though, I must say. They're not cheap. Or, thank goodness we have wigs today, because some people who experience cancer and have to go through something called chemotherapy typically lose all their hair. And some of those people, men and women, will go and get a wig. So Della goes to Madame Safroni, sells her beautiful hair. And then it says she wastes no time rifling through the stores for a suitable gift. Oh, this is a good word. I don't think we've ever had this as a vocabulary word. To rifle through things just means to look through lots of things carefully. We'll often use it to talk about thieves who break into your house and rifle through all your possessions. So they're looking through all your jewelry. They're looking through all your cabinets for something, that's valuable. They'll rifle through things. Notice there the preposition through. So to rifle through things just means to look carefully through a lot of things quickly.
And to kind of do it quickly, okay, so she goes through all these stores looking for the suitable gift for her husband, and soon she discovers a treasure that could have been made specifically for Jim. It seems to be the perfect gift for him, and what is it? Well, it's a brilliant platinum watch chain. Okay, so platinum is a precious metal. I believe it's even more precious than gold. And of course, if you have something made out of platinum, it's going to cost a lot of money. And in this particular case, it's a watch chain that is made out of platinum. You might be curious here. Hey, I wear a watch. Where's the chain? Well, back in those days, they did not have wrist watches. They had pocket watches that you had in your pocket, and you needed to have a chain attached to that watch so that you would not lose it. So yeah, you would have a watch and then you would have a chain. And in this particular case, it's not a stainless steel watch chain. It's not one made out of brass or copper or lead or whatever. This one is made out of platinum, and that would be a really wonderful gift for Jim.
Yeah, it became a kind of a trend. At least a decade ago, I remember thinking, wow, everyone's getting platinum wedding rings. It used to be gold. Gold wedding bands were popular. Platinum is a grayish-white color. It looks really fancy. Some people can't tell the difference between platinum and white gold, which we do have white gold, as you know. But people who buy jewelry a lot definitely can see a difference. It's a lot brighter. It's a brighter silver color. It's really quite beautiful. So yeah, she finds this wonderful platinum watch chain. So she buys that for Jim, who sounds like a really great guy, I must say. It's the perfect accessory for Jim's dazzling gold watch. So if you're talking about an accessory, it's something that goes with something else. We have some cute stores here in Taipei that are just full of accessories like earrings and necklaces, sunglasses, scarves. Those are all accessories to an outfit that you're wearing. We would never talk about like a shirt being an accessory that's part of the outfit. So a belt is an accessory. What else did I mention? A cap, any sort of hat would be an accessory to what you're wearing. Dazzling means very bright. It's like lights are shining in your eyes. It's so sparkly. And she knows that Jim loves his watch. He considers it his most prized possession. A possession is something you own. Not anybody else owns it. It's yours. You own it. It's part of your belongings. It's part of your possessions.
Yeah, I think to a lot of men, of course, their prized possession would be their car. Oh, I love my car. It's a Benz SUV. I'm so proud of it. I love it so much. I love to drive it around and let other people see it. Women would probably have prized possessions as a piece of jewelry or something like that. In this particular case, Jim's gold watch is his most prized possession. I would say for me, my prized possession would probably be my bicycle because I have the most fun out of it, even though it only cost me about 10,000 NT dollars. But here, Della thinks this would be the perfect gift for Jim, that platinum chain for his watch, and Della spends all the money she has on the chain and takes it home with glee. So there you have it. She sold her hair, and then she used that money to buy a platinum watch chain to give to Jim as his Christmas gift. Now that evening, when Jim returns from work, he is stunned to find Della has sold her hair. Della, where did all your beautiful brown brown hair go? He's stunned. If you're stunned, you are really, 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 really surprised.
Really surprised. But then he hugs her, embraces her. That's another word for hug. Embraces her tenderly and tells her he loves her all the same. A lot of guys love long hair. And so I can imagine some guys would be very disappointed to come home and see that your wife or your girlfriend has cut her hair. He then gives Della a set, which means several, ornamental hair combs. Hair combs are still popular today, but they were very, very popular back then because there wasn't much you could do with long hair. Ornamental just means something that's supposed to make something prettier or more decorative. So ornamental, they're not really there to hold the hair in place. That's not their purpose. That would be more practical. These are just to make you look pretty and just to make your hair look even more gorgeous.
Yeah, when you use the comb to comb your hair, they're beautiful combs with maybe some great carving or something like that. Or maybe they can even stay in your hair or something like that?
Oh, they stay in your hair, Tom.
Okay.
And they can maybe you take the front part of your hair, ladies, and you put it back and then you put those combs in. Sometimes they have jewels on them or they sparkle. They're quite pretty.
Okay, well, I think the girls nowadays are wearing those curlers in their hairs, on their bangs. I guess that's a trend these days.
I haven't seen that.
I see lots of young girls wearing curlers in their hair. But yeah, these are ornamental hair combs, and she's been coveting them for a long time. To covet means you really want something badly. But now she can't use those combs because she has no hair for them. So basically, they're gifts for each other are useless. And then when Della reveals the watch chain, Jim tells her he sold his gold watch to buy the combs, which again means that he does not have the gold watch. So the chain that she bought for him is useless as well, although maybe someday he'll be able to afford a new one, and then he could use that gold watch chain. And he smiles and suggests they put the gifts aside for now. So yeah, let's forget about these gifts. We can't really use them, but still, it's the thought that counts.
Well, in this story, it truly is the thought that counts because the gifts, as you mentioned, Tom, are useless now. The story ends with the author who wrote it comparing the wisdom of the couple's loving sacrifices with the wisdom of the biblical magi, who gave their finest gifts to baby Jesus at his birth. A sacrifice is when you give up something you want to help somebody else, or maybe you're sacrificing your time to help somebody else, or maybe you sacrifice some money to help someone in need. So, yeah, you do it to help somebody else because it's the right thing to do. Biblical here just means related to the Bible. And this story, of course, of the wise men is important to Christians and is found in the New Testament. So that's where our author got this idea to write the story, The Gift of the Magi, which is quite special. Right now, it's time to listen one more time to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to say goodbye.
但是呢，因为没有钱的关系，只剩下这一头棕发了，所以他立刻马上就决定要牺牲掉他的头发，这样就可以买一个值得的礼物给他的先生 Jim。在这一段的第3句当中，我们可以特别把 right then and there 这4个字画起来，就在当时，马上如何如何。在英文当中有个片语 right then and there， right 就是就是那个强调的意思。Right there and there. 那么值得的礼物叫做 a worthy gift. A worthy gift. 所以他马上就冲出去，把头发卖给了一个制作假发的人 a wig maker. 那之后呢，就赶快翻阅到底哪些店家呢，有没有一些适合的礼物。那很快的，他就发现了一个完全专门是为 Jim 所做的一个珍宝，也就是一条闪亮的白金表链。那么在这一句，也就是第2段的第6句当中，有个关系子句，我们把它抓出来。先行词是 a treasure， 宝物、珍宝。后面的 that 一直到全部句尾的地方是关系子句。限定的用法，限定完完全全就是为了 Jim 所量身定做的这个 treasure。冒号说明解释，原来是一条白金表链。 因为 Jim 本身就是有一个金表，可是呢却没有表链，所以他的太太 Della 就把自己的头发剪掉了，为他买一个链子。那么 Della 把所有的钱都花在链子上，就很兴高采烈的把它带回家咯。不过这一段的最后一句第8句的地方也有一个关系子句的简化，先行词是 all the money， 关系子句从 she 到 has 的地方，注意哦，关系词的 that是 that 省略，因为先行词如果有 all 这种强调的形容词，我们关代只能用 that。that 为什么可以省略呢？因为在关系子句 she has 当中，这个 that 也就是前面的钱是当受词， she has all the money， 所以只要关代是当受词的时候都可以省略。所以当天晚上当 Jim 下班回来的时候，他就很惊讶的发现 Della 居然已经把他的头发给卖掉了。惊讶我们常会用 surprise， 不过还可以用另外一个字，它的程度上比 surprise 还要更强，叫做 stun， S-T-U-N。 惊讶的如何 be stunned to do something， S-T-U-N-N-E-D。 那么 Jim 当然了解 Della 可能会以为 Jim 不再爱他了，因为他的头发不见了，但是 Jim 呢却温柔的抱了他，而且呢告诉他他依然还是爱着他。那么接着 Jim 又给了 Della 他渴望很久的一组装饰用的发髻。在这一句话当中，也就是这一段的第3句也有个关系子句哦，先行词比较长，从 a set 开始， a set of ornamental hair combs， 一组装饰用的发髻，一直到后面的 that， 这里是关系子句开始，句尾呢则结在破折号的前面，所以 that 是关代代替前面这个发髻，后面的 she has been coveting for a long time， 所谓的 covet 是渴望或者是觊觎的意思，但是现在 Della 已经不能用这个发髻啦。不过接着当 Della 把表链拿出来的时候， Jim 则告诉 Della 他把自己的金表卖掉了，买了发髻送给他。不过故事的结尾呢，是作者把这对夫妻的爱跟牺牲的这个智慧与圣经当中三贤者的智慧相比，因为三贤者在耶稣出生的时候把他们最好的礼物送给他。那么文章最后这句话啊，其实主词是 the story， 动词 ends 结束，后面的 with 到结尾可以稍微看一下， with 因为是介系词的关系，所以后面的 the author 作者后面的动作 compare 比较就不能用动词原形，而要用动词 ing。 而 compare 我们跳过几个单字之后找 with， compare A with B， 把 A 跟 B 做个比较。而最后面的 Maggie 逗点之后呢，互到句尾又有一个补充说明的关系子句，所以最后这句话可能要稍微注意一下。明天我们会将故事做一个深入的讨论，我们明天见咯。
That's it for today, everybody. But hey, join us again next time when we talk a little bit about the background to our featured short story for the month of December. And again, that story is The Gift of the Magi. Please join us then. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.